On January 1st, 1994, the political elite of North America gathered to celebrate what they called the future of global commerce. The North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, was officially taking effect. Capitalist intellectuals were hailing the era as the end of history. Free markets had won. Except nobody told the indigenous people of Chiapas, Mexico. On that exact same morning, thousands of masked men and women, armed with old rifles, wooden prop guns, and decades of built-up fury, emerged from the Lacandon Jungle. Calling themselves the Zapatista Army of National Liberation, EZLN, they seized 7 towns across Chiapas and declared war on the Mexican state and global economic imperialism. Their rallying cry was simple: "Ya basta. Enough is enough." To see why January 1st was chosen, we need to look at what NAFTA actually meant for indigenous Mexicans. In preparation for the treaty, the Mexican government stripped Article 27 from its constitution, the historic law that protected ejidos, or communal indigenous landholdings. Suddenly, collective land could be privatized, sold to foreign agribusiness, and flooded with subsidized U.S. corn. For the Mayan communities of Chiapas, who had endured centuries of colonial displacement and extreme poverty, NAFTA wasn't just a trade agreement, it was a formal death sentence. When the EZLN rose up, political analysts expected a standard Marxist guerrilla warfare movement aiming to overthrow the government in Mexico City. But the Zapatistas did something far more radical. After a 12-day military standoff and a massive ceasefire pushed by civil society, they stopped shooting and started building. Rather than seizing state power, the Zapatistas carved out a region roughly the size of Belgium and said, "We will govern ourselves." They organized their territory into self-governing regions called caracoles, snails, symbolizing slow, thoughtful progress. At the core of their political structure are the Juntas de Buen Gobierno, good government councils. Unlike Western representative democracy, where politicians serve corporations for 4-year terms, Zapatista leadership operates on a principle called mandar obedeciendo, to lead by obeying. Delegates are rotated every few weeks from local communities. They receive no salary, hold no permanent power, and can be recalled at any moment if they fail to carry out the will of the collective assembly. There are no campaign donors, no political parties, and no professional ruling class. Critics of anti-capitalism often claim that horizontal governance and communal ownership are nice theories, but impossible in practice. The Zapatistas prove otherwise, not on paper, but in the real world, every single day, for over 30 years. Without a single dollar from the Mexican federal government, the Zapatistas constructed autonomous healthcare, a network of community clinics blending modern medicine with traditional indigenous herbal healing, offering free healthcare to locals, even non-Zapatistas. Autonomous education, schools where children are taught in their native Mayan languages alongside Spanish, learning history through the lens of indigenous resistance rather than state propaganda. Cooperative economics, worker-owned coffee, agricultural, and artisan cooperatives that export products internationally through fair trade networks, ensuring that surplus value stays directly within the community. The Zapatista movement has faced paramilitary violence, military blockades, and constant economic pressure. Yet 30 years after neoliberalism declared the end of history, Chiapas remains living proof that another world is not just possible, it's already being lived in. They didn't create a perfect utopia, nor did they try to export a rigid blueprint for the rest of the globe. Instead, they offered a radical slogan that defines true liberation: a world where many worlds fit.